Men don't care about rape. Men don't care about rape. Men do not care about predatory behavior or predators. Don't care about women being taken advantage of at all. And the vast majority of the men who watch this don't. You don't. And I'm going to prove it to you. When it gets brought up in conversation, or when anything like that happens in the news and it gets brought to the attention of men, they all seem to have the same responses, where they vocalize a hatred for that kind of behavior and that kind of activity, where they say things like, oh, I'd fucking kill anyone who did that to my sister or my girlfriend or my wife, or I'd fucking murder anyone who did that to my child. And that's the extent of their activism. Stops right there. That's it. It's the notion, the thought that maybe if this were ever to hypothetically happen to someone in her life, which it is pretty likely, because 1 in 3 women, you probably know at least 3 women. You probably met at least 3 women in your life. But in this hypothetical scenario, they are the hero. They're the hero. They get to remain the hero. And they are allowed that safety, that sanctity, that sanctuary, that idea that the ability to care is a thought and not an action. But you don't care. Caring is an action. Love is an action. It's proved. You actually have to do shit about it for it to be real. And to care about rape, to care about predatory behavior, to care about women getting assaulted and children getting assaulted and men getting assaulted, you should be making it a part of your life to stop that behavior. There is a reason that it's so common, because men don't really give a shit, no matter how many of you out yourselves, how many of you try to separate yourselves from the men who do these things. It's not enough to not be that person, and it's sure as fuck not enough just to say, I'm not like that and I would kill anyone who did that to you. The vast majority of time that women get assaulted is within the household. It's with someone that they know. It's an uncle, it's a father, it's a brother, it's a family friend. It's your brother, your father, your family friend, your uncle. It's your brother, your family friend, your uncle, your father, your son, who was showing signs of extreme misogyny, of a disregard for the safety of women, of objectively sexist and predatory comments that you tolerated. Things that you will never even call out between your male friend group. You won't even make it a part of yourself to try and educate yourself on what encourages this behavior. It's the same reason that men who say that they're anti-pornography are anti-pornography, because it screws with their hormones and their attention span and their motivation, and not because it's the sexual submission and abuse of women on camera that fuels a lack of empathy, that kills empathy within the brain and your ability to see other people as human beings, in which women are written and scripted to be submissive to rape fantasies, to men flashing women on camera, and when women are in these videos, they're getting paid to smile, to women being sexually abused on camera, to women being paid to be receptive to sex in unsafe scenarios. And there are so many studies that this encourages that kind of behavior, that it normalizes it, that when men consume this shit, it disallows them from being able to rationalize the weight of when this actually happens to other people. And none of you have heard of this before. You haven't heard about this before because you don't care about rape. Because you don't care about rape, and your fucking children are going to suffer for that, and women are already suffering for that already. And young men are suffering from that. Every person on the planet is suffering from that. Women and children first. And it's your fault. It's your fault because you fail to engage with the world in which you exist. You fail to engage critically and empathetically with what is going on around you. And you still don't care. You still don't care, and it's going to happen. And you're going to watch people that you love, that you care about. If you have any, you're going to watch them suffer. There are women everywhere. Everywhere. It is every woman that I fucking know has uncomfortable experiences with men. That's not a fact of life that they're just going to have to deal with. That's something that can be very easily combated. But you hate women to a degree, and your friends hate women to a degree, and your father hates women to a degree, and all the men in your life hate women to a degree that we refuse to acknowledge that. caring about women, about rape, about predators, does not involve this fantasy of coming to the rescue, of beating the shit out of someone when it just happens to occur. You're not gonna beat the fuck out of someone trying to assault a woman in an alleyway. Get the fuck off the internet, stop watching so many goddamn superhero movies. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, and it never has. It works by looking at the signs, by gaining an understanding of misogyny, of what causes men to act this way, how to recognize men who might be a danger to women and children in your life or anywhere, and pointing them out by disallowing them from positions of power, like managerial positions in which they can abuse women and get away with it because women are naturally are in a position of submission and subordination because that's their boss. You don't care about rape. You don't care about predators. And if you're gonna make that fucking claim, then you have to do something about it. You're not a superhero. You're not a superhero, you're not going to come to the rescue, and if you want people to be safe, then fucking do something about it. Educate, empathize, and commit yourself to being loving, to having so much love for the people that are around you that you resent each and every person that perpetuates the hatred that allows for.
Boy, you're telling women? I hope you're telling men, because ain't no way. We know this. We women know this to a certain degree, that men do not like women. Men do not care about graping, not to the extent that they should. They only care about graping if it happens to someone closer to them. They will do the protecting for the women closer to them. They will do the catering for the women closer to them. They will not necessarily do that for all women, because on a fundamental level they don't really like women. They don't like how women engage and talk to men. I have an opinionated voice. I speak up and defend myself, which could be in alliances of feminism, but I feel like I have so much work to do, and because I have so much work to do, I don't align myself with feminism at all. I don't put myself in a way that harms people or harms the move, not the people exactly, but harms the move exactly. Because if you're not aware as a woman, you tend to have internalized misogyny. That's just it. Anywho, that's it for the day.